Let's do this.
Welcome to the pickup line, cabin fever edition.
That's what we should have called it.
Are you okay?
Oh,
welcome to the pickup.
Sorry.
Myself.
Wow, I had I didn't have the YouTube video on mute. Did not
mistake.
Should we redo the intro? That was so bad.
Welcome to the pickup line, cabin fever edition. We're gonna be talking about relationships and lockdown, and we got our first super chat because we're monetized.
We got 4 super chat, but we got 2 first super chats, dude. That's so
Thank
cool.
you.
So, fortunately,
should we read them out loud? What's the incentive?
Oh yeah, we're supposed to read them out loud. So, Kaitlyn, thank you. You had said no super chats were enabled, and I'm like, I figured it was enabled by default because I went through and turned all the videos to monetize, and then I found right before we went live there was an extra step I had to take. So that's why we were a minute late. I was like, I'm enabling this shit right now. So, hey, thank you to everyone who has supported this channel. Like this is so cool. Like I never thought we'd be monetized, dude. This is awesome.
You didn't think so? I knew it.
Dude, after I found out that other people were getting monetized just days after meeting the requirements, and we were on 2 months, I'm like, dude. And then I talked to Cyrus the Skeptic on our show on the Perspective Tuesday, and he's like, oh yeah, it took this one guy, I think he said it was a few months he waited, and then after that it was 9 more months. And I'm like,
what?
Oh, I'm like, okay. So we started complaining and bitching about YouTube for the next 5 minutes. The next day, which was yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday, I uploaded a video called The Frustrations of YouTube, and I had it set for release tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, right after uploading that video, I get an email that says, your friendly neighborhood atheist has been monetized. I'm like, oh, so that's all I had to do was upload a video called The Frustrations of YouTube.
You just had to be like, I'm telling.
Yeah, or they've got a close eye on Cyrus the Skeptic because he's had these issues, I guess. And he's like, I've got the direct number for YouTube. I could give it to you. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I know this is a rough week for a lot of people. For me in particular, this is, I'm trying some new ADHD medicine, and it's been horrendous, Hannah.
I'm so sorry.
It has me. So today, actually yesterday, the last day I took it, I'm not taking it again because it has me just a sudden noise. And I'm like, I'm so jittery. I'm so anxious. I'm crabby. I am arguing with people on Facebook from a more emotional the thing I like to avoid, I'm doing. And I'm just like, oh, I got to hone myself in. It's really frustrating.
I know. I hate that it has to be such a trial and error type thing because it really, it's not like there's not consequences. It affects you.
Yes, it's almost like it made me so edgy. It feel like it's turning me into someone I'm not. It's just putting my anxiety, and I'm more
you feel irritable.
Yes, I don't like crabby Ethan. I like happy, chilled back, whatever, dude. I like that Ethan.
I'm in the same boat for a completely different reason, though. I'm just so irritable. But yeah, I mean, this is the lockdown episode because I'm there's been lockdowns periodically throughout this whole pandemic, but Texas is pretty on lockdown in every way possible because of the weather. I crashed my car on Thursday because of the ice. Texas isn't prepared for this kind of weather. The roads were so slick, I crashed. And now we're snowed in and the power has been going out. Our house is the only one that's been consistently with power. So I feel really fortunate that, I'm warm and now there's issues with our water not being filtered. So they had to call everyone in Austin and be make sure you boil your water for 5 minutes. So it's just, I'm just feeling it today. Like I just want to go do stuff other than be in my house, but you know?
Sorry.
It's okay. And I can't like have people over to like have our warmth because there's a pandemic and there's other people in the house. You know, I'm immune for a couple months, we think, because I had the coronavirus. But who knows if there's other strains, and I feel like no one knows what's going on, and I don't know when this is going to end. And I feel very fortunate that I didn't crash and die and that I didn't freeze to death. But I just feel like I'm going insane.
You're trapped. You can't
I
do
feel
anything.
trapped. I haven't been to work. We're not even doing Zoom classes because it's just whatever. I don't know. Even though I'm very like bubbly and stuff, I still really like my alone time. And I like to I'm like the laziest person. Like I could lay in bed for a week and just do nothing and be totally content. But it's starting to really freaking get to me. So I've been like fine up until like this week with the whole everything.
I had no idea it was coming, and then all of a sudden I see all our friends in Austin posting about it, and I'm like, good God, this is horrible. I had no idea. And I had reached out to a few people within the community, and basically the response was like, so people outside were like, hey, send them hand warmers, maybe buy them a meal from DoorDash.
Can't do anything to anyone.
And when I'm talking to one of the people out there, he's like, no, you can't do anything. I'm like, well, yes, I can. I'm like, I'll send this. He's like, planes are down. Deliveries aren't being made. He's like, I know it sucks, but there's literally nothing you can do right now. And I'm just like, that's terrible. Like,
yeah, I'm here and I haven't been able to help a couple of my friends who lost their power. I'm like, come over, I'd come get you, but I don't have a car now. If you can make it safely, come. They're like, I can't even leave my parking lot. Like, I can't even get up the driveway. It's terrible. So we're just trying to do what we can and just, I don't know, conserve power, boil water, just keep ourselves sane, I guess. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just freaking weird.
This type of weather sucks, but fortunately in Chicago, we're in most cases prepared for it. It's just it's a Chicago winter. It's going to suck. We have, everything in place. We have plows ready. Unless we get hit like unbelievably, overall, Chicago's fairly prepared for it. Austin, on the other hand, from everything I could see, or Texas in general, is not prepared. And
that's the thing.
Did you see? Sorry, before I go into this, if you want to offer your thoughts or talk about how you're doing or how your relationships have been impacted during COVID, feel free to call the number 951-364-2430. Now I'm trying to remember that name of the mayor that was I hate when my memories escape me.
Our mayor, I just moved here, so no one can be mad if I don't know who's freaking in charge here.
I'm gonna have to get back to that because it
do we need to read our super chats like at the end, or should we read them as they come?
Honestly, I don't know. Hey, but the people watching, are we supposed to read the super chats as they come in at the end of the show? What's the deal with that? And
what do you guys prefer? We'll do it however you want.
Yeah, and I wonder, the cool thing though is in StreamYard, they actually show up colorful. So I will be able to find them. I can just scroll through and find them very easily.
Yeah. Cool.
But
so, hey,
Kaitlyn, you popped our cherry. And BestName, you popped our overseas cherry.
Okay. Super chats.
Anyways, dude, on one end, like being locked in has given me a lot of time to focus on this channel and just put like 110% into it, where it's like I just breathe my YouTube channel every day, all day. But at the same time, it's also like, man, I just want to go for a walk with somebody, or I want to hang out with someone. And it's hard because like this is where in like a dating scenario, you don't know what to do, because it's like, hey, we want to meet up first, but how do we meet up? It's not like women would be in the habit of being like, yeah, I don't know you. I'll come to your
Come
house.
over, yeah.
I mean, granted, that has happened. And I think the only reason that has happened is because I have YouTube, because I can be like, yep, here's me. Like, one of the people who met me was like, what's that face?
Am I allowed to, so now that you're monetized, am I allowed to have a cerveza on camera? Oh, Thomas is nodding at me.
Nodding as in yes or no. Okay, so ask Thomas this. I remember seeing like a bunch of like YouTubers, they always seem to have like logos covered. Do we need to have them covered?
I'm gonna drink like this. I really just, okay, the way this is how I've been coping. This is not for everyone, but I've been playing a lot of video games and drinking a lot. So before, right as like the show was starting, I texted Thomas and I was like, I really need an alcoholic beverage, please. My nerves are through the freaking roof, man, and you're not doing anything wrong. Thursday nights are my happy nights. I feel like I'm gonna scream, like, constantly. Like, I want to punch a hole in the wall. Like, I just want to like go total like Kyle mode, be like, oh fuck. Like, I just feel like aggravated. I don't know. Like, I probably cut you off from something, but
no, you did. But that's okay. We do that to each other. That's what the show.
No, well, Thomas walked in and he set this down in front of me, and I'm really happy.
That's what she said.
He walked in and set this down, and I'm really happy.
I'm really happy. Yeah, that one didn't work so much.
He walked in and he set it down.
No, I was saying I'm really happy. It was not a good one.
So it's interesting. So you are going through this whole quarantine, like opposite of me. Like I am cuddled up with a quarantine buddy.
Rub it in, Hannah.
No, but I'm gonna complain. You want to? I make it weird. No, it doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it like, fuck.
Dude, that's the difference. Like when you're alone, it's like the cold is way more cold. But when you have someone to snuggle with, it's just like, dude, I'm telling you, cuddling actually helps my ADHD.
I'm not a cuddler, man. I'm drinking this like Donald Trump.
Because you got tiny hands?
Well, no, I'm trying to cover the label. I think I'm supposed to. I don't know. I'm gonna pour it in something. I don't know. No, I love him so much. And my roommate too, and their partner. I love them all so much. But I just feel like I want to fight someone. You know what I mean?
I totally thought you were gonna say, I just feel like I want to F-U-C-K. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, man, my libido's non-existent right now. You would think, and I don't know if it's just because like I'm kind of feeling depressed because of the lockdown. There's no variety in my life right now. So like, I don't want to be near, like, I don't even want to be near anyone. I think I don't know, man. It's like, you want to just trade places for a day? Like, I want to just have a house to myself.
I'll come cuddle with Thomas. And you could come
cuddle with everybody.
Cuddle with Bandaid.
But yeah, I'll bring my pets. Yeah, well, there's the difference. Then I wake up and I see my puppy, who's my little spoon, every morning. I'm like, oh, I would die without you. And like poor Thomas, I'm like, don't touch me. Dude. No, like I love him with every fiber of my being, but I want to I don't know. I don't have variety in my life. So it's making me, I have cabin fever. I feel crazy. I feel confrontational. I feel like I don't want anyone to touch me.
I'm sorry.
Nah, it's okay. Like, I don't know if other people are going through the same thing. And like, I've talked about this before. Like, I've struggled with libido, like on and off because of my medication, but it's like, you would think we're doing it like bunnies all the time during lockdown. But I think because I'm starting to feel like depressed and cabin feverish, I'm like not interested at all. So I don't know. I hope that's not TMI. It's not like Thomas doesn't have game or anything. You know,
dude, he's smooth as hell. I bet he's got game.
I mean, I I have been wooed many a time.
I believe it. You seem head over heels for him, which is
absolutely. He's my some people don't like it when people say they're my person, but fuck you. He's my person.
Dude, I totally forgot one other thing. I was supposed to follow up with another call screener so they could call screen for the pickup line, and I totally forgot. And we have a call, and I don't have a call screener. Now, however, I'll say this before we pick up the call, just to ensure it's not a troll, just know we do have your phone number. That's all I'm saying. So don't troll us.
Well, they could like have like an app that changes their phone number or something weird.
Really, Hannah? Do you really want to give people ideas?
Why don't you just mute yourself and I'll vamp for a minute?
Okay, that's a really good idea.
Ethan's gonna screen.
I'm gonna go out on a whim with this one.
Okay.
Brendan.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Brendan?
All right.
What are you calling about?
I'm not a troll.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here. It's snowing here too up in Pennsylvania, and I'm bored. I seen that you guys were online, so I figured I'd give you a call, see what was up. As far as like the pandemic and love life, it went from one extreme to the next for me.
Really?
It started off. I'd gotten over like a really bad breakup, and I moved like about 50 miles away because of like the way it affected me. Then when the pandemic first broke out and the lockdown started in like February, March of last year, I don't want to say like I capitalized off of it, but like, because that wouldn't be right, but like the schools closed down and like somebody needed a babysitter for the kids. So that kind of like improved my love life for a little bit. But then that, if you know what I mean, but then like in May, like it ended as soon as it started. So like, since like May, and then my ex had died in the beginning of June. So that was like
died
in my mind. So that's like the last like 6-7 months since like June, I've been like more or less pissed off at the world.
Did we hear that correctly? I'm sorry. Did you say your ex passed away?
Yeah, at the beginning of June, 2020, the one that I got in the bad breakup with that made me leave.
Like the reason you like left to start anew. Oh
the reason
God.
I moved, like, yeah.
So you're coping with a whole extra layer of all this.
Yes, like a whole extra layer.
Wow. And like, do you have like, did you move where you like know people, or are you just kind of like out on your own?
I moved like where I knew like one person, but I was new to the community. I just needed to get away from where like people knew, like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to have to like go out for a while and see people like I knew my whole life. I wanted to start over like a little bit. You're still
the same thing.
Like 2 counties away from where I grew up.
Mm.
Yeah, that's when this started. So,
yeah, I moved in the middle of the pandemic. I moved in June, and because I was like, I need a change. I'm tired of running into people from high school at the supermarket. Bye. Oh man.
Absolutely, dude. If one of my exes passed away, or like Lori passed away, I'd be done, man. That would be horrible because, like I've said, she's still my friend, but she's also like my rock in a way. Like when I'm having a horrible day, I can call her to make me laugh. I mean, that would destroy me. Brendan, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Even become
like, like dude, like the thing is like when when this stuff happens, like all the bad stuff goes away and the good stuff just comes back too.
Yeah.
It actually caused kind of like a coping problem too for me, because like I don't know any other atheists like personally, so I had to go like on the Facebook and stuff to get consoled, because like nobody else I know personally like accepts that. Like I don't think that dead people know that are dead. So they, like, people wanted to help me, but they didn't know how to comfort me because they don't see things on my perspective. That's why I kind of got like more involved, like watching your YouTubes and stuff, and yeah,
we're definitely here.
Do that.
I would say I have been really lucky. Is it Brendan or Brandon?
Brendan.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I have been really lucky because after, I would say it was about a year and maybe a month ago, I had like no atheist friends. Like I think I like knew one or two, but that was it. And I felt so lonely because everybody in my life, like you were saying, is they don't get it. They're Christian, or they're at least theists.
Yeah.
And surrounded, by everybody who believes in it, thinks it's weird for you not believing. But then I started this channel, and next thing I know, there's like a whole community of people around me, and I am overloaded with atheists to talk to. Now, granted, I don't have any atheists in my like present location where I can go and hang out with, which does kind of suck.
Right.
But this community has been great. Like finding other atheists on Facebook has been really helpful. You're on my Facebook, aren't you?
Yes.
I think I know your last name, but I'm not going to say it right now.
I think I know you. Yeah. Man. Yeah, no, I mean, even if you might be able to look up, well, it's kind of hard in the freaking pandemic, but if you look up like atheist community of like your city, or like skeptics in the pub, you might have one, and that's an awesome way to just.
Well, actually, yeah, during the summer, I actually found a group, but we talked through Zoom meetings because of the pandemic, but I did find like a local group of like Central Pennsylvania atheists, or called Pennsylvania Non-Believers. I joined them. I talked to them like once a week or so, just like so I can actually find somebody to talk to, see stuff from like I think his perspective. So I got lucky that way.
Yeah, especially when it comes to loss. That's, I think, like a huge gap between, believers and non-believers, is it's really hard to comfort one or the other, because it's like a very, we got really different perspectives on how that works. So like when people are like, oh, they're in a better place, I'm like, I don't believe that. It doesn't bring me any comfort. So, oh man, there is a video called, oh gosh. I wish I could remember. It's like, and I can't remember the YouTuber who made it, but I loved it. It helped me when I was going through loss. It was why you want an astrophysicist to speak at your funeral, I think. And before I had started to pursue Thomas, he actually sent it to me, because I asked him how do I'll have to find it. Oh my gosh. I don't know. If you're in Ethan's, send me a DM and I'll send it to you. You can probably find me on Facebook.
All right.
Okay. Send me a DM and I'll send it to you. But it really helped me. And I hope, I just really hope you find peace right now.
Same.
Thank you.
And
yeah, I mean, I'm surviving. I mean, I'm getting through it like the best I can, like everybody else.
Yeah. Everyone's really feeling it right now, I think.
It is. And it's like, I think the world right now honestly just needs a hug. And the problem is we can't. And it sucks. Like there are so many people, I just want to go to their home because, okay, I don't know. To me, when you suffer, like, sorry, I shouldn't paint this with a broad brush. From my own perspective, as a result of me suffering from like anxiety and depression, I can spot it in people like a mile away by even their Facebook posts, by the language they use. And it's hard to describe it. It's like when I see these posts at times, whether it be angry, frustration, it's like I just want to drive to that person's house and give them a hug, if they consented, of course, and just be like, I don't know, because it sucks right now. It really does suck for a lot of people. And I, again, am one of the lucky ones. I have my brother and nephew. There are a lot of people who live alone, and I can't imagine how difficult that would be.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah, I have a 5-year-old. He gives me motivation to go keep on trying. So.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, thank you for calling in, Brendan. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Thanks for letting me call in. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Don't forget to message me. I'll have that video for you.
All right, I'll do that.
All right. Take care.
Have a good night.
Yeah, our first caller on our first show with super chats enabled, baby. That's so cool. That's so cool.
I miss clubbing.
I would also like to make a point that just because you create a YouTube channel doesn't mean you will be surrounded by people. I am fortunate. I am just I don't know. I've always, in most cases, been a people person, which kind of went away when I got depression and anxiety. Like I introverted and I started to hate people. Well, once I started feeling better, I got away from that. But still with me is this huge social anxiety. So like there are times, Hannah, when I will meet, like I've met someone off the pandemic and they're like, you're way quieter than you are in your videos. And I'm like, it's so different because right now it's so easy for me to be open because I am looking at a camera and I am in the comfort of my own home, completely safe from any and all threats. Whereas when I am looking at someone right in the eye, that's very different. That puts me back. I get anxious and it's harder for me to open up. Like, Hannah, I have teared up on camera. I will never tear up in person because in my mind, that is still a weakness.
Oh, I'll cry any given moment. Drop of a hat, I'll cry. I'm a crier. I'll cry in front of you. I'll cry behind you. I'll cry with a hat. I'll cry with a bat.
If you want to share your thoughts on the lockdown, and it doesn't have to be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, or I shouldn't just say that, romantic relationship. It could be friendships, family. How has COVID affected them?
Yeah, or the weather, or whatever reason, or if you've been locked down with a partner for whatever reason and been with them for too long. Only, yeah, when my roommate and their partner came back after I had coronavirus, so they stayed elsewhere for 2 weeks. Excuse me. Wow, this is why you don't drink beer on stream, because then you burp. I poured it into a mug, so it's a little more classy. I felt like I looked like really like I was drinking a beer on the stream. I didn't like that. Anyway,
real quick. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to congratulate Puck and his new channel, Puckstomology. Is that how I say it?
Okay, but why did you have to highlight that one? I literally wanted to mute myself and type really angrily at him a second ago.
Why?
I miss clubbing too, but I don't live where they have any baby seals.
I don't get it.
Because people club baby seals to death, Ethan.
They do?
Yes, they hunt them and they smash them in the head.
Why?
I don't know the reason. I don't know, for their fur.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
Let me finish my story first.
I'm sorry. Real quick, go subscribe to Puck's channel, please. It's friendly approved. Puck, let me know. I have recommended channels in the description. I currently have your Twitch. Let me know if you want me to switch that to your YouTube channel, please. Hannah, please continue.
So here's the thing. I had coronavirus, so my roommate went to go stay at their partner's place for 2 weeks. And then they came back with their partner because their partner lost power. So now we're all stuck together. But when they walked in, the two of them, Thomas and I, were both like, other people, I love you so much, but other people. So we were just really happy to see someone other than each other. And it's like, and what's funny is they were on the same page too. They're like, we've been together for 2 weeks only, and we're so excited to see you guys. And now that we physically cannot go anywhere, we had to have a meeting this morning. Like, hello, how can we all make this a more harmonious experience, because we're all really feeling it right now. Right. So it's like, it doesn't just affect your romantic relationships. Like, especially when we're like not sure if the water's safe to drink, we all had to coordinate to make sure that we're all on the same page and that we're not going to give another person an anxiety attack because we're all stuck together. So it's just, I don't know, trying to coordinate and communicate and let someone know when they're bothering you has been interesting.
Could you expand on the water not being safe?
Oh, I don't know like the exact reason. I feel like I haven't been able, since we lost power and everyone started crashing on the freeway because no one knows how to drive on the ice, which is understandable. We do not have the infrastructure for it. Anyway, and no one expects there to be black ice like when it's going to be 70 degrees next week. Like, it's just, no one was prepared, including myself. So as I talk about the water, I guess a bunch of pipes are freezing. So something's wrong with the filtration. So the water might be dirty. I don't really know. All I know is that everyone got like a text or a voicemail from the city of Austin saying, boil your water because it might not be safe to drink. So it's just like another layer of anxiety and stress and things not being normal. And we also can't go anywhere. It's just, I wanted to go to Target last weekend and I couldn't do that.
Oh,
It's fine.
That's so totally sounded like a hashtag first world problems.
I wanted to buy Thomas a Thanksgiving. And I have brain fog from coronavirus. It's a thing. I'll go to say one word and a different word comes out. And that's kind of normal for me, but I'm really noticing it since coronavirus.
That's normal for me because my brain's just, but
yeah, it's like way more often, or I won't remember a word, like, but way more often because I already have that issue. But anyway, I was going to say I wanted to buy a Valentine's gift for Thomas, but instead I crashed my car and made him a cake.
Well, that was very sweet. What kind of cake?
It was double dark chocolate with cream cheese frosting. And it was like brownie mix kind of cake. It was so fucking good.
All right. Nathaniel says it's because they can't currently circulate the water through filtration, just needs some tabs, which we definitely have and expect everybody else to as well.
Tabs, like the purification tabs or whatever?
I don't know what a tab is.
I wasn't freaking prepared for this, but now I will be. I feel like I'm going to become a total doomsdayer after this because this has been crazy and people are just staying in their cars. Some people are staying in their cars to warm up whilst in their garage and then not making it. It has happened to a bunch of people already. Right? Like, it's a disaster. It is a disaster. Ted Cruz running off to Mexico, first world problem. I know. I feel like Republicans hate Mexico until they realize it's way more fun and warm down there.
Dude, this weather and storms like this actually remind me of my Republican days. And do you want to know why?
No.
Because I would make one of those Facebook posts that like, oh, it's really cold. Take that, liberals who say there's global warming. Yes, I would do that.
I made that joke. We went on a walk in the snow and I was like, oh, look at all this global warming.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's a joke because it's climate change and that's not how it works.
Well, yeah, I didn't understand that because I listened to right-wing news.
Because you listened to Rush Limbaugh? Rest in shit.
Sorry, I know he is, but I don't wish death on anybody. Yes, he sucks. That dude was actually my childhood. I used to read the Limbaugh letter every single month, and I would argue I remember in like 6th grade arguing with my social studies teacher who was a Democrat, and I'm like throwing all this crap out about the Clintons and the conspiracy theory nonsense.
Oh no!
Well, I would, and so many of my classmates would be like, "Would you just shut up?" But I'm like, I can't help it. I'm like, he's saying stuff that's not true, and I'm
brainwashed by right-wing radio.
Yes,
my dad is saying it right now.
12-year-old thinking I knew more than the teacher because, hey, I was raised Republican. Democrats are wrong, right?
I know. I don't like to celebrate deaths of like normal ass people, but just, we should just change the subject.
We should, but there is one thing I do want to talk about, and I don't want to offend anybody, but this is based on my personal experience. I feel like those type of Republicans, their position has a lot to do with their lack of emotional maturity. Because so many of these conservatives, it's all about me. I'm keeping my money. I'm keeping my guns. I'm keeping my God. Me. F the poor. They're just lazy. It's just, they don't have, so many of them don't have the ability to actually like analyze the whole situation and think they're adverse to nuance, and it's frustrating.
I just don't understand. Okay, so if we're gonna talk about just like Rush Limbaugh, just since I have an example right there in front of me. Yes, to what you're saying, but why does that also oftentimes? I mean, I know why. It's just the reason I have a hard time feeling sorry for these people, like, oh, they're just ignorant, or they had like a weird upbringing. Why does that often have to translate into sexism, racism, being ableist, being a rape apologist, being just like a disgusting person? I don't understand. Like, and I'm sure that Republicans think the same thing about me. Think I'm like this crazy sex step heathen who has a sex show, but like, it's not the same.
I'm going to explain it in the best way I can, but please, everybody watching, just know I'm not excusing this behavior in any capacity. I'm just trying to explain how they think based on how I thought.
Okay.
Throughout my life, I did usually always mean well. I wanted to help people. Like, I wanted to make people smile. I didn't want to hurt people, but my political and or religious ideology was harmful. The problem was I was fed these lines. And when you look up to people, you don't question their lines. I was taught what to think. I wasn't taught how to think. And I would say some of the most like heinous, stupid shit while simultaneously like doing anything I could to help the person next to me. I just didn't know any better. No one had ever sat me down and said, look, dipshit, this is kind of what you're doing. This is what you're missing. I believed the crap I was force fed. And a lot of these people are. And that, like, for me, at times, that's why it's frustrating arguing with them, because I hear these same bad arguments or these same scare tactics I used to believe, like, oh, socialism, the government's going to control everything. Like, I hear people utter these lines and I'm like, oh my God, stop. Like, please.
The communists are coming for you because you want people to not die.
Right. Like, right now, there are people around me, not in this specific moment, but people close to me who think China now owns the US because of Biden. And
okay.
These people do genuinely believe it. And then there are people like Rush Limbaugh, who, in my opinion, are just assholes. It's not just emotional maturity or not. I just think he's an asshole, not a good person. And then there are other people who do think like him, who are good people, but they've never, ever been taught how to analyze information or taught proper epistemology or properly challenged. And right now we live in a time with Facebook where people are just ripping each other apart, and all it's doing is reinforcing that. There's no more face-to-face conversations. It's just
not right now.
It's easier to rip people apart if you're not looking at that. And that's why I like, if a conversation gets heated, I'll be like, dude, can you just call me or let me voice chat you or message you?
No.
Yeah, people are actually, I found some of the most confident people get intimidated by that.
Well, yeah. And you hear that like they're just joking or they're way more friendly when you actually talk to them. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Ooh. Interesting experiment idea. What do you think would happen if someone either left or right-leaning was isolated from the media sources and supportive communities? We wouldn't have the problems we have right now. The media is responsible for so much garbage, and is just because what they do is you've got the extreme right-wing news who strawmans the left and takes those like little itty bitty sound bits and then just blasts it. And this is what the left's going to do. And then you've got the, extreme left taking the strawmanning the right and taking these little
Of course.
And then they lump it together as everyone, and they've got the two sides fighting. If we got rid of the media or put down some type of regulations that prevented them from pushing false narratives, I think it would change the way our society votes in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but then you got what's it called? censorship.
Oh.
That's bad.
Speaking of exes, there's one of my exes right now.
See, I show up. I'm going to bed, but I'll watch tomorrow.
What the hell, asshole? Thanks for showing up.
Be nice.
She says far worse stuff than me to me.
No, so that's funny. I kind of worry about like the lack of access to information maybe some kids are gonna get now that they're kind of stuck at home and not kind of going out into the world and getting information and learning for themselves and questioning things and getting things from different sources. I mean, I might be a little biased because that's kind of how I was raised, but it's going to be a very interesting generation of kids that come out. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about my students and I miss them so much. That's going to be a good group of citizens in the world. I'm just telling you, those kids are amazing. I'm so lucky. I miss them so much. That was Ethan being nice. Insults are just foreplay.
Yeah, they are. For me, that's where Puck and I differ. He doesn't like it, so I don't do that with him. And there are many people who find it disrespectful. But for me, like if I'm in an intimate relationship, like I find banter and like aggressive humor to be some of the best. Like,
yeah, if I roast you, it is because I like you.
See, see, you know, we should talk about that a little bit. Puck, you could call the show right now. We could talk about banter in relationships.
This is not the topic. And we have a hard time staying on topic, Ethan. Not just you, also me. Well, my boyfriend left me 2 months after it started. After the coronavirus, or?
I'm guessing after lockdown.
Oh, well. Good fucking riddance.
I will say this is probably the longest cuffing season has ever lasted.
What's cuffing season?
Wait, what? Hannah.
I'm like a serial monogamer person, whatever you call it. Like I'm just like since I was 14, relationship. I've been like on the prowl. Like I've had like 1 or 2 phases in my life that lasted like a couple months where I was just like single Pringle doing my thing, but it never lasted more than like a month.
Hannah, how could you be on a dating show and not know what cuffing season is? Okay, so every November, that's when people start going on the hunt and they look for their relationship. So they have someone for the holidays. And then right after, I think it's February, that's when all the February, March, that's when the breakups all happen and people go back out and start having fun.
What?
You've never heard that? Yeah. People
like
literally just so they have
season.
Yes, I can't believe you haven't heard of that. I was a victim of cuffing season once.
And they break up with you right before Valentine's Day?
Or right after, like a week and a half after.
So you like have a honey to like spend like the cute stuff with, and then you're like, I'm over it. Warm season's coming up. I'm going to the beach.
Right. Which, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're being transparent. I think that's where honesty comes in. Like, just be like, hey, dude, like
I'm trying to cuff you and leave you.
I posted on Facebook the other day, I'm looking for a platonic cuddle and smoke buddy. And
I saw. And then did you get any responses?
I did get a few responses. So I was like, yeah, dude.
Because you're cute.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
But that's the other thing. I got to be careful who I interact with because you just, I don't know. I have learned that you need to video chat beforehand because you could be getting along in messages and then you just talk and you're just like
no face-to-face chemistry.
That actually
was going a different direction. If you were a woman, I'd say you have to be careful because they might murder you because there's disproportionate murder rates. But that's just me giving my 2 cents of feminism, and it was overdue for this episode.
So I did actually make the mistake of meeting someone without video chatting them first.
Yeah.
And I went to their house. They made me dinner. And dude, this is where I realized I am not very trusting. They put the plate down in front of me and I'm waiting to eat and they go get theirs. They're like, go ahead and start. And I'm like, I'm waiting for you. And in that moment, I realized I wouldn't eat the food until they tried it first. So I knew that it was safe.
Rookie, they could have just poisoned your plate.
Okay, I didn't think of that till like the next day, but they're like,
You'd be the first to die in a horror movie.
Okay, that's probably true. They're like, after they sit down, they're like, go ahead. I'm like, and I was staring, and they're like, you're waiting for me to try this first, so you know it's okay, aren't you? And I was like,
hold on.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm like, I don't know you. I actually normally don't do this. It's not like I like to get to know someone before I just show up at their house on a Friday night.
But on a Tuesday night, I go to strangers' houses all the time.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So I wish I would have video chatted first. That's all I'm going to say. Because at times,
you know what? Honestly, Ethan, I think your logic is a little flawed because you know who was really charismatic and like had great in-person chemistry until they killed you? Ted Bundy. So like just because you think someone's cool and like can carry themselves well, that doesn't mean they're not a freaking killer. But hey, if you're more concerned, I think as a man, you are statistically safer and you can just worry about, hey, are we going to get along? And that's okay. That's your privilege.
And it's funny. So the other thing is whenever they would walk out of the room, I would be like this. My back was never fully turned. I always saw what they were doing. And when I had told her, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of nervous. I don't do this. They're like, isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Isn't it the girl who's supposed to be nervous? And I'm like, okay.
You can be worried for your safety too. Like it does happen, you know, like it's super annoying when people are like, this only affects, it is a disproportionate rate, but you know, it still happens.
Now I totally lost my train of thought.
Ted Bundy. No.
Oh, no. So I was like, actually, there is something that does concern me. I'm like, why were you willing to invite me over to your home without video chatting me first? You don't know who I am. And she's like, oh, she's like, I've done this before, it's no big deal. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, I wouldn't let strangers come over to my house. Like my
Maybe
nephew
she knows how to fight.
Wait, what was that?
Maybe she knows how to fight, Maybe
True.
she's strapped. Like,
okay, even if I'm strapped right now, I am confident in my physical ability because I've been trained and I have experience. But even if I'm strapped, still allowing a stranger that you don't know into your home, man, you don't know. Like they could be coming back, they could be stalking you. I don't need that.
My gosh.
And then, sorry. So Ethan tends to overestimate his ability to read a person because he can look at them. That's not true, man. My reading skills, Puck, are on point. Like when I go to a bar, I can pick out who is going to be the problematic people. Like whenever I DJ'd, there were times I would go warn the bartenders who was going to be an issue before they were actually an issue.
Yeah, that comes with experience. Like, yeah, I believe that. You have a lot of experience. Like, I mean, I'm assuming you would be like more sober than not when you're working in like nightlife. So you're like observing a lot of behavior with, a clear head and really picking up on details. And
I wish I knew everything I was picking up on because in most cases, from my experience, it appears to be spot on. Well, Puck's roasted me now. Just like your ability to tell a successful relationship by whether or not you feel the spark. You were right there.
You because he loves you.
The Puck. I believe Puck does love me. And by the way, we don't have any callers. So if you want to call the show and give your thoughts on relationships and lockdown, the number is at the bottom of the screen, 951-364-2430. Hannah, I feel like I'm rambling. I just got so much to talk about. I'm sorry.
No, it's nice. One of the side effects I think of, okay, side little story, if I may. Some public health person of where we live called Thomas and wanted to kind of interview him about him having the coronavirus. And I guess it was like for tracing purposes and also to learn more about it. Like, what were your symptoms, and did you quarantine and where did you go in case we need to kind of track down some kind of outbreak or something. And then they wanted to talk to me after they spoke with him. And after I hung up, I was like, I feel like we just passed around the phone like we were talking to a relative. Like that was the highlight of my day. Like, person, oh my gosh. And they were asking about me and my life and what I do and where I've been. I was just so excited to talk to a person who took interest in my life. It's her job. But it's like you I don't know, you get so like attention and social starved that when you do get an outlet for it, you just can't stop talking.
Yes, that's true. I just like, especially with you, Hannah, like with you, it's always easy to ramble on our show because like with the perspective, it has to be focused. It can't be just, me or other people rambling. We have to be addressing the claims. I get to ramble a little bit on Ethan and Jenna's show when we talk mental health. That's more like about opening up. But here I just get to rainbow barf.
Why wasn't our show called Rainbow Barf?
I know. We could totally rename it to the Rainbow Barf Show.
I know.
But I don't think we'd get callers then.
Call us and give me your best barfing impression.
I would love, Puck says, I would be more skeptical. Test it out, not just count the hits and forget the misses. My reply to that was, I don't miss. Because I don't. But now I want to find a way for Puck to test me. Dude, I'm telling you, my ability to pick out people is frigging spot on.
Man, I can't wait to interact with you in like a real world setting and just see how Ethan's.
It depends on the atmosphere because you could get the totally shy, socially anxious Ethan, or you could get the let's do this. Oh, no,
we're gonna go clubbing after pandemic, and I'm just gonna observe.
Karaoke. Can we do karaoke?
Karaoke. That's one of my favorite things.
Karaoke.
Okay, can I just say, can I plug something that's really stupid?
Hannah, you don't ever have to ask me permission to plug anything. This is your show.
It's kind of related. Okay, here's the thing. A way I cope with everything in life, one of the ways, is video games. And I have been playing so much Animal Crossing, and I need friends on Animal Crossing. And this is related to our topic because I am in lockdown and I want Animal Crossing friends. So find me. You can DM me on Twitter and we'll exchange Nintendo codes. And you can come to my island. I have bamboo shoots. I have coconuts. I have peaches and apples. And that is the plug of the day.
Well, you should be training on Smash since I'm going to kick your ass.
No, you know why? Because Animal Crossing is a world where I can go out into the snow and not feel cold. I can also go fishing. I can go swimming and diving for different sea creatures. I can catch bugs. I can make a snowman. I don't have gloves, and I can't get any sent to me. I can't go get any.
Right.
So I can't make a snowman. I also got really physically exerted because I'm still having like physical effects from coronavirus. I can do all the things. I'm in like ultimate escapism mode with Animal Crossing. It's like all the things I wish I was doing, I am doing as my little person because I'm stuck.
Well, if please go find Hannah on Facebook. Message her on Twitter. Give her your friend code because she needs friends. And also, if you play Smash Brothers on the Switch, send me a message on Twitter. We've been playing every Friday. If you want to play tomorrow, Hannah, let me know. And we also chat on Discord. And one of the funniest parts about playing with Hannah is she talks so much shit.
I get so aggressive.
Like it's so funny.
Oh man, I'm so like ready for someone to be like, wow, Hannah's a really toxic gamer. But like I talk so much shit, man.
Not as much as you, but I talk shit too. Like
no, okay. So Ethan will be trading off with his friend, and I always know which one it is because it's either silent during the match or I hear like every 5 seconds.
I am very loud when I'm playing, especially like if I mess up or someone kills me. It's like
very vocal.
It's like me, Hannah, Phil, Phil Sessions. Like, dude, he's a blast. He's fun.
I know. I have so much fun with Phil.
He's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, and you can even spectate us playing, which is really fun. We'll have to do a Twitch channel at some point because I think we're a lot of fun.
Yes, we are. So I do have the Twitch monetized, but because we can't simultaneously stream to Twitch, I haven't been streaming. So I did borrowed my buddy's game capture card, and that didn't work. So hopefully I'll have it set up soon so we could play on our Twitch.
It's a tricky one. We'll have to figure it out.
We do have a caller.
Let's do it. Let's take it.
I can trust this caller. It's Kaitlyn Beyond. Kaitlyn, you're on with Ethan and Hannah.
Beyond.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey. Good. I haven't talked to you. Hi, Hannah. I haven't ever talked to you.
Hey, I see you like in posts and things and chats. I see you in the community. Hello. Pleasure to meet
you. I had a thought while you guys. I see your mouth moving and it trips me out. My TV's muted, but it tripped me out. Sorry. I had this thought while you guys were talking, and I was thinking, like, Hannah, I know that you and Thomas like live together, and I know Ethan. From what I understand, you might be single. I don't know, but
I am single.
So I'm in a relationship where I'm not living with my partner. So I'm curious as to what other people think that should look like, or maybe just some general thoughts on it. I mean, we do still see each other. Like, we don't obviously like go out in public often a lot or anything like that. But I'm just kind of curious. I know it looks different in like every state. I'm sure what lockdown means. So,
well, it's interesting because when you say what it should look like, you mean like what should be the stand? Like, we don't live together, so like when should we? Because there's never like a should in a relationship. It's just whatever works for you. But if you're talking about safety and COVID, is that what you're asking?
I think that's what I'm at. Like, I'm asking just kind of what other people's opinions would be on that. Like, you know, a lot of people don't leave the house at all, don't see anyone that doesn't actually live with them. So I'm just kind of curious what other people think.
So we actually have like we call it our quarantine. I know that's so corny. But it's like how many couples? It's myself, 2, 3. It's like 4 couples involved. And we just kind of check in with each other. Like if we are going to go travel or something, we'll be like, hey, we're going to go travel. So we won't see you guys for a while. Or, hey, like, let's all hang out here. Do we think that's safe? What kind of precautions should we take so everyone's comfortable and safe? Like we still see each other. It's just we're kind of all monitoring what each other does to make sure that when we do see each other, everyone's healthy. Like when I had coronavirus, everyone was hanging out without me. Well, Thomas stayed to take care of me, but like my roommate went to go stay with their partner. And so like everyone in the quarantine was elsewhere, but like we just keep each other updated. And I think I mean, it's kind of weird because I'm probably the most at-risk person. I mean, granted, I'm the one who freaking got coronavirus because I work at a school. Everyone else works from home. So we kind of know that everyone's outside life is very limited other than me. So, you know, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't think anyone knows entirely what we're doing as long as you're just like trying to follow the CDC guidelines, like wear a mask. But if you know that, hey, we've all been in our house for the last 14 days, I think if we see another group of people who have been in their house for 14 days with no symptoms, it's probably fine. I mean, if we at all think we've been exposed or have symptoms, we've been getting tested. So that kind of depends on how like your access to testing looks. Cause I know some people's get it for free depending on your insurance. I don't really know. So,
yeah.
I mean, we still go to grocery stores. We just wear a mask and wash our hands very frequently. So I don't know. We have had people in our group go out of town and then we just won't see them for 2 weeks. Just to make sure that no symptoms arise. So, I mean, but like, there's the other thing is like, it's so hard to be away from people. So like, I get it.
Mm-hmm. It is, and that's kind of why I was curious, like what other people's thoughts were, is because that's basically what we do. I mean, we still see each other in between, but like one of my friends, like her husband works at a car dealership, and like 4 out of 6 people like showed up with symptoms and or with positive tests, and so like of course we didn't see them for 2 weeks, and it sucks when it's like celebrating someone's birthday, but sorry, like see you next time, and it sucks. But
Yeah.
I was kind of curious what from that side.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like we're on the same page. I mean, there were certain things that I had to miss. Everyone went camping without me because I had gone out of the country. This was like back in November though, so
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bummer because like I don't know, like I also like I get it, like people who talk shit about like, oh, you should just be in your house and not see anyone and just stay. It's like, dude, people are gonna go insane. You're social creatures. You cannot. So
I've grown a strong disliking for those who try to shame other people. Yes, we should teach responsibility, of course, but
yeah.
I feel like so many people put themselves on a high horse and shame others for going out as if they never actually do anything wrong. And you don't know the mental struggles somebody's going in. You don't know when they are on their last leg. Maybe they need that night out, or maybe they need to go to that person's house. You just never know. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the shaming.
Yeah, and you know, I used to think, like, this is way off topic probably, but it has to do with shaming. But like when I used to think like it's okay to shame people if they're not wearing a mask, or like make my own little side comments. But full confession, the other day I walked into Walgreens and it was so freaking cold here in Texas that I was all bundled up and forgot that I didn't have a face mask on. And no one said anything to me, but I felt like a horrible person. Because like, wow, I look like
I've almost gone into stores without my mask because like I just hopped out of the car and like walked in, and then I like run back to my car, and I'm like, I have a little bit of social anxiety. I have a very like big fear of just being yelled at a grocery store. I don't know why. Like it's one of my biggest fears. Like I don't want a stranger to yell at me like in a grocery store. And I like pictured that happening, like, oh, put your fucking mask on. And I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, go get your mask on. Like I was more worried that I was gonna get screamed at than like potentially spreading a disease. Like shows how selfish I am. But yeah,
No,
we've all done it. So some people who are in the store without a mask might have just forgotten.
Sometimes.
Go ahead, dear.
Like,
oh, you cut out for a second. Well, maybe it was just for me. I heard sometimes don't have one on.
Oh, I heard she said sometimes people just forget they don't have one on, or something to that effect. And like,
oh, okay. And when
I've been there. I've like forgotten. And then on the flip side, like I've seen people make comments about like, oh, what kind of idiot wears when they're driving? Dude, I'll forget I have it on, man. I'm an airhead at times. So I'll be sitting there driving, or I would ride my bike to the grocery store in the summer. I would ride the whole way home with my mask on, completely forgetting. So
yeah, this isn't a normal thing, and people need to chill out. I mean, honestly, if you see someone like, I mean, there's a way to politely remind someone to go put their mask on.
You know, that would be,
but they might yell at you because like you're a bigot for telling them to wear a mask. I don't know, and I don't want to get yelled at. So
I was in that situation the other day where I was like, do I go let this person know? Because we were in a store, has the mask requirements, and I'm just like, and I am in a Southern Hick area, so I was, sorry, is Hick derogatory?
I don't know. I don't think it is. I haven't.
If that's a bad term, let me know.
I know, is that something we need to abandon in 2021? But I don't think it's strong.
Let's just say the area I'm in is very pro-Trump, anti-mask. So of course, naturally, I assume I'm like, dude, what do I do? Do I go up and be like, yo, dude, where's your mask, bro? I'm like, but these people, some of them, they take it personally. So I'm like, how do I approach this without angering this person? I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. And it's frustrating though, because it's like, dude, there are workers, there's other people. Just respect the friggin' rules.
I know. It's not the end of the world. Like, if you really think that that's like oppression, then you've got a fucking life, man.
Them call us sheep. It's like, what? Or
Maybe I just want to make sure that people don't die. I'm so sorry. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I live with enough guilt as it is. I don't want to live with more thinking I gave somebody COVID and they died because of me. Like, screw that.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Kaitlyn, right? I just realized, Ethan, you didn't put her name on the screen, and I'm like, now I'm panicking. Kaitlyn, yes. It sounds like you want to keep people safe, and that's a wonderful thing. And it sounds like you're doing everything you need to be doing. I mean, you shouldn't feel ashamed for still wanting to have a social life. We're social beings, but just be responsible.
Yeah. And
I was just curious what that was like. I mean, lockdown for us, I mean, our relationship started 6 months before Corona happened. So it just kind of, out of nowhere, we were like, what is this going to mean? Am I going to see you or not, in March of last year? And then slowly we started figuring it out, together. But it's crazy how it's changed everything, but also I feel like it's for the better. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think anyone knows what to expect or think anymore. I didn't see Thomas for 4 months last year because we've been together for almost 2 years. Well, yeah, next month will be 2 years. But we missed our first anniversary, and his birthday was both in March. We had a big camping trip planned, and then we canceled it, just thinking, you know what? I don't know. I thought he was overreacting. I realized now he absolutely wasn't. I was just like, dude, this is like swine flu. This is like whooping cough. There's always a big scare. Why is everyone freaking out? And we canceled, and then I didn't see him for 4 months, and I'm like, yeah, this is a big deal. And because we were long distance. And then I packed up all my stuff and I drove to Texas, and now I'm here.
And how long have you been there for?
Since June. I mean, I had been planning on moving here for a while before that, but I was like, you know what? I need to just do it now.
Man, I was going to say, picking in Texas is a little bit hot there.
That's where I go. Texas or Colorado? Sorry, Kaitlyn, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, picking June to move to Texas, that's brave because it's hot.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I live in I was from the Sacramento Valley of California, so I'm used to hot, but I was not ready for the humidity. But it's worth it. I'm very happy here. All things considered, I think I'd feel kind of the same if I was in California, like headspace wise. But when it comes to the whole pandemic and being locked in, but I'm surrounded. I have a really good group of people here that I adore. So it worked out.
Yeah.
Kaitlyn, we are over time, but thank you so much for calling in. It was nice talking to you.
You too. Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye. And thanks for your super chat. Oh my gosh. That was
thank you. Thank you for doing that. That was so cool.
Super chat.
Also, thank you to the patrons, Jonathan Friedel, Cindy Plaza, Kathy Letto, Kenneth Leonard, JumpandShoot, Ian Oz, Philip Leitch, Kaitlyn Beyond. All of you are awesome. Thank you so much. We do the pickup line here every Thursday. Originally, we were going to have a show on sex work with Arden of Eden. But unfortunately, due to everything happening in Austin right now, that's just not possible. Their power keeps going out. So we might be shooting for it next week, but we are here every Thursday at 9 p.m. Central. Every Tuesday on this channel, I also have a show on, wow, I can't get my words out, The Perspective, where we tackle supernatural claims, belief in aliens, conspiracy theories. And this coming Tuesday, Katie Montgomery is going to be my co-host. It's going to be pretty awesome. And that's at 7 p.m. And then Sundays, I have the show with Jenna Belk on the Ethan and Jenna Show. YouTube.com/the Ethan and Jenna Show. What about you, Hannah? Got anything going on?
Tomorrow, I'm going to kick your ass in Super Smash Bros. You can find us doing that on the Discord server, the Friendly Neighborhood. What's it called?
Your Friendly Neighborhood Atheist, YFNA Atheist. Also, that's the Twitch. So I'm going to see if I can set up the Twitch by tomorrow another way. But if not, join us in the voice chat on Discord. Whether you want to play Smash with us or not, you're welcome to. But you could at least join us. Voice chat. We'll probably be doing it around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah. And then if you want to hang out with me on Animal Crossing, because that is my coping mechanism while I am literally trapped in my house, send me a DM. I don't really know how to I don't know. I don't really know how it all works, but we'll figure it out. I got apples.
And thank you to our first two super chats, Kaitlyn and BestName. You two are awesome. We'll be back next week. Yep. Peace out, y'all.
Be sane.
Can I please sit back there with you?
Sure. I got to get ready for my show.
Then do it now!
I don't want to put you on camera, but can you say hi to everyone?
No, I want to be on camera.
You want to be on camera?
Yes.
Okay, you got to cover your face then.
Why?
Cause.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna cover it.
Okay, well then just say goodbye, everyone.
No, I'm just gonna stand there. I'm just gonna stand the whole time. I'll just say hi right now.
He's so damn cute.